I have a couple of FXML files that describe the scene nodes for the main view and the history view. So this is my history and this is my FXNY resolutions FXML files. And I like to use FX prefix for my JavaFX views. So it's always easy for me to recognize my views and controller classes. Many people will recommend that we keep the view, the model, the controllers in separate Java packages. I am not against that, but my job here is just to show you a simplified solution so you can understand the common principles, and then you can reorganize your packages like you want. So only one package for me in this project. I'll start the scene builder. And I'll show you what I have in those files inside the scene builder with my choice of containers and controls. So the usual for me is to just copy the file path and open it in scene builder like this. Right, just paste the name of the file and open it. So this is the main view. And here I have my anchor pane, my vertical box right here. The important thing is that in my layout I normally specify like some padding and some spacing in terms of pixels for all the controls contained inside my container box. And then in here I just have a list of 5 labels. So they just individually named, let me see, code. Right, so FXID is like label resolution 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're also visible in this FXML file, so you can see label resolution 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 2 buttons are named button done and button oops. I have also placed the H box, the horizontal box, before I added the 2 buttons to keep them aligned horizontally. Just like with the V box, the H box, the horizontal box, I also keep if I switch to my layout view, you can see that I keep the same padding and spacing, like 10 pixels, to keep the controls a little bit apart. So these are the 2 buttons underneath the H box, and this is my entire scene graph for the main view window. Now for the history window, let's just get the path for this, copy file path, and just open that as well. Alright, so this is my history window design, and so here again I have an anchor pane, I have a V box with the same padding, and I added a text area to display the history of user actions, and once again the H box right here inside the V box, and underneath of course I have 2 of these buttons. So here you can see I have text area is named text history, and the 2 buttons are named button hide and button clear. So these are, of course, FX IDs that we specify in the code properties of our controls. And this is all I have in the scene builder, so I'm just going to close these windows. And as soon as I have my FXML in place, I just go to the source package tree here, right click and say make controller. Okay, so this generates the controller if the controller doesn't exist yet. Of course, I already previously generated controllers before, so just go ahead and just generate, choose this option to make controller. It's going to just refresh the controller that you already have or create the new one. I'll now close the FXML files and open my controllers instead. So this is history with all of the FXML IDs right here, and then we also have the controller for the main window. So this is a list of labels and a couple of buttons.